Welcome back to Power Director Made Simple. In today's video, we'll take a look at how those annotations and pointers were added to some of my videos and how you might find them helpful in your own photos and videos. For example, a simple arrow can point to an important piece of information, or perhaps a circle around one person's face in a group photo. The annotations and similar things are now found mostly in the pointers category of stickers in the overlay main menu. The most common ones are simple shapes such as arrows, circles, lines, and so forth, but all the other fancy colorful shapes can also be used. There are two basic types shown in the group. Some are called annotations, while others are called sketch animations. There's a big difference between the two. Let's take a look. I'll start by showing Sketch Animation 01 on the timeline on track 2. Just for this demo, I also have an image of a crowd on track 1. If you look in the preview window, there is no effect object to be seen simply because it has not yet been drawn. If I hit play, watch what happens. If I just wanted to circle a face in a crowd, or maybe one important piece of information, then this default shape is much too big and probably the lines are too thick. I can resize it directly in the preview window, such as making it smaller or into an oval, but the lines are still too thick. If I double click on the effect, it will open in the Sketch Designer window. Now I can change the width of the line to around 5 or 6. I'll leave the opacity at 100%, but if I want to change the color by clicking anywhere on the color bar or one of the previous colors, I'll click the green color. Now for an important part, the output duration, which in the video that you are watching, I'll conveniently put this sketch annotation around so that you can see how annotations work. This effect was originally 5 seconds on the timeline, and at the very bottom it still shows 5 seconds. Notice that the playback time is set for 1 second, and then the shape freezes for the remaining 4 seconds. I'll hit play to demonstrate that. Now the shape was drawn quite rapidly, taking only 1 second, but that can be changed. I'll change the playback time to 5 seconds and leave the freeze frame at 4 seconds. That adds up to 9 seconds, which is now reflected in the total duration time at the bottom. Also note the orange bar on the timeline here, which signifies the freeze time. I'll hit play again. Only this time, watch the slower time in drawing the shape. And if I wanted to do so, I can have it reverse itself after so many seconds. I'll click on Ending Effect and leave the reverse time at 1 second. Notice the change in the end of the orange bar. The orange bar did not actually get shorter in duration, as the freeze time is still set for 4 seconds. It merely moved over to make room for the 1 second of reverse time. The total duration time at the bottom increased from 9 seconds to 10 seconds. I'll click OK, and then back on the main timeline, I'll move the playhead back to start and then hit play. I have another similar effect already on the timeline called Annotation 04. For the time being, I'll disable track 1 just so that we can see the effect all by itself. If I move the playhead over to the right so you can see the shape when it becomes visible in the preview window, you should notice some immediate differences. Instead of a sketch animation, this annotation has only 4 gadgets to control the size of the shape, one in each corner. You cannot change the proportions of the shape. It will always look the same no matter how big or how small you make it. I'll double-click on the effect, but this time only an editing window opens, not the Sketch Designer. Now don't be misled. It is possible to change the proportions of the shape. You just can't do it directly in the main preview window. Right underneath the slider buttons for width and height, I'll click to remove the check mark for Maintain Aspect Ratio. In the preview window, 4 new control gadgets have been added, which will now allow us to change the shape's proportions. I can pull the bottom down until it approximates the shape of a circle. I'll hit play to see what this looks like. Now that could also work to circle a face in a crowd or an important piece of information. But what is missing with the regular annotations is the ability to control the speed of the drawing, the width of the line, the ability to change the color, and the ability to have it reverse. However, what are added are the border and shadow capabilities. I'm not sure when you'd want to use these, but here is what they look like. I'll click on the border shadow option on the left. I'll then check the box for a border and change the size to about 4 or 5. I'll move the blur slider up to 10. I'll then check the box for a shadow. I'll pick a pink color. I'll change the distance to about 4 and move the blur slider up to about 10. I'll click OK. Back on the main timeline, I'll re-enable track 1 and move our effect until it was over a person's head. I'll then move the playhead to start and click play. And there is our greatly modified annotation effect. As you have seen, the regular annotations offer some ability to be customized, but the sketch animations are much more flexible and customizable. Take your choice of one over the other whenever you think there's a need to focus the viewing audience's attention to one particular area. And don't be afraid to change the size and shape to whatever you need for your image. Hopefully you learned a little bit about annotations. They are not just for tutorials as I use them here, but you can use them for photographs or documents. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.